my name is Daniel. I've worked night shifts as a security guard for years. I've seen drunk kids sneaking in, vandals, even a few car accidents in the parking lot. But nothing prepared me for what happened in that hospital. I thought I had seen it all. I thought I could handle the night. I was wrong. The building itself is old, older than most of the staff remembered. Long, narrow hallways stretch endlessly, flickering fluorescent lights humming like they're alive. The smell, it's hard to describe, but it's unforgettable. Old disinfectant mixed with something metallic, like the ghosts of patients who never left. Stories circulated among staff, tales of deaths, unexplained disappearances, shadows moving in empty corridors, but I never paid them much mind. I'm a skeptic. I trust what I can see. Or so I thought. It started with the phone. The internal lines ringing in the middle of the night. A shrill, urgent tone slicing through the otherwise silent building. The number. An extension belonging to a wing that's been closed for years. I answered cautiously. Nothing. Just the metallic squeak of a gurney moving across the hall somewhere far away, distant beeps from a heart monitor, and sometimes soft, uneven breathing. At first, I convinced myself it was a prank. Some tech messing with the lines, maybe a night shift worker with a sick sense of humor. I checked cameras, I patrolled the hallways. Nothing. No one entered that wing, no one left. I even asked colleagues discreetly, no one had been there. Yet the calls kept coming. Then, the voices started. Words, faint at first, distorted through the line. Please, don't leave us here. It's coming again. The tone wasn't menacing, exactly, but it was desperate, hopeless. Clear enough to make me shiver, but vague enough that I questioned my own senses. Maybe I was imagining things. Maybe fatigue was playing tricks on me. Night after night, it escalated. The calls were more frequent. Sometimes I'd hear footsteps along the corridor, far too soft to belong to anyone I could see on the cameras. Sometimes I would swear I heard the metallic rattle of a gurney rolling slowly behind me, though I was alone. My heart would hammer in my chest. The air in that hallway felt heavier, colder, almost as if it was breathing around me. Finally, one night, I decided I couldn't ignore it anymore. I took a flashlight, my badge, and walked into that abandoned wing. Dust hung in the air in thick clouds, swirling in the beam of my flashlight. Beds were draped in yellowed sheets, some sagging as if someone or something had been lying there recently. The rooms were numbered in fading paint, doors slightly ajar, revealing discarded medical records and equipment coated in grime. Every step echoed unnaturally in the empty hall, and I had the unnerving sensation that the walls themselves were watching. And then the wall phone rang. Right in front of me. My flashlight flickered as I froze. The line buzzed, sharp and insistent. I picked up. Silence. And then a whisper. My name. Clear. Distinct. Daniel. My blood ran cold. I wanted to hang up, to run, but I couldn't. Then the voice began again, telling me exactly how I would die if I didn't leave immediately. The words were precise, almost clinical. and utterly terrifying. I felt it then, the footsteps behind me, gurneys shifting, chairs scraping along the floor, voices, dozens of them, growing louder, murmuring, begging. But when I turned, nothing. The hallway was empty. My flashlight trembled in my hand, flickering across walls that were now impossibly long, stretching into darkness. I could feel the weight of countless unseen eyes. I could smell the metallic tang of fear, mine and something else's. I quit that job the very next day. I never returned. Even months later, the memory haunted me. The voices, the whispers, the cold, the oppressive sense that something was always just behind me, watching. Years passed, life went on, but every now and then, I would see news reports about that hospital, plans to demolish it, often after unexplained incidents or safety complaints no one fully understood. Sometimes, I would hear about employees leaving suddenly, citing strange noises, visions, or feelings of being watched. My stomach would tighten, and I would remember. And still, sometimes in my dreams, I hear them. The same voices, whispering, begging, screaming softly in the dark, pleading. Not to be turned off again, not to be ignored. It's never clear whether they are human or something that never needed a human body at all. But I know they are there, waiting, patient, silent, until the night shifts again and someone dares to listen. Even now I can close my eyes and feel that hallway stretch endlessly, lights flickering above me, the cold pressing into my chest, the whispers calling my name. And every time I hear a phone ring, I remember the extension, and I remember the weight of unseen eyes following me, moving just out of reach. I often wonder, what would have happened if I had stayed just a few minutes longer? Or if I had answered the next call more slowly? Some things are better left alone. Some places are alive in ways we will never understand. That hospital was one of them. And the voices, they are patient. They are waiting. Even now, sometimes late at night, I swear I can hear them calling. I work as a nurse in a public hospital for 7 years now. If there's one thing you learn fast, it's that the night shift doesn't work like the others. The hallways feel longer, the sounds clearer, and the people different. This happened 3 years ago, and even today no one has given me an explanation. It was late at night when an elderly woman came into the emergency room. She didn't speak. She didn't complain. She just stared at me. Her vital signs were normal, except for one thing. Her temperature was unnaturally low. I thought the thermometer was broken. I called my shift partner, Luis. He pushed the stretcher without saying a single word. That was unusual. Luis always talked. As we moved down the hallway, the lights started flickering. Just for a few seconds, when we came back, the stretcher was empty. The woman was gone, and Luis, too. I ran to the nurse's station to ask about him. The supervisor looked at me in silence and said something I still struggle to repeat. Luis hasn't worked here for 2 months. He resigned after his name kept appearing in the records, even though he didn't show up. I thought it was a joke, until I checked the system. The transfer was recorded, signed by me and by Luis. Later, we checked the cameras. In the footage, only I appear, pushing an empty stretcher, talking to no one. Since then, during night shifts, some say they see a nurse working silently. No one talks to him, no one stops him, because everyone knows he shouldn't be there. Before you leave, remember this. Nothing you heard tonight was made up. These stories happened in real hospitals during night shifts, when most of the world is asleep and only a few remain awake. Ordinary people, medical professionals, trained to face emergencies, not to face the unexplainable. Working the night shift in a hospital means walking through hallways where someone has just left and where others don't yet know they're gone. If you ever thought the night shift was quiet, think again. If you work or have worked in a hospital and witnessed something you couldn't explain, felt a presence behind you, heard footsteps while you were alone, or a voice that didn't belong to anyone on duty, leave it in the comments. Not everyone dares to speak, but when they do, the stories begin to gather. And if tonight made you think twice about walking alone down a dark hallway, like the video, subscribe. Not out of habit, but so you don't walk alone. Now, turn off the light. The night shift is just beginning.